Hey, bless up, fam. So today I want to talk to you about 10 things that I learned after I lost my car, my house, my job, my business, my retirement. I want to share some things that I learned, some takeaways, and hopefully it'll be beneficial to you. So let's dive on in. Let's take a look. I feel like the best way to address these 10 things and lessons learned is to let's talk about some things that I found that are important, that really matters. And some of these things, I knew that they were important going in, but I didn't understand the magnitude of them. But now, even if I had to go through this all over again, I would definitely focus on some of these things and make sure I have these things placed. And this is not in the order of importance. These are just some ideas and some things and some takeaways, because everything we go through, we need to reflect on them, sit back, and then try to look at the lessons that we can learn after what we're going through. So number one, the first thing is make sure you secure your food, your shelter, and your power. Nothing else comes before that. If you need to put off anything else, put off anything outside of your food, your shelter, your power, and try to control it to the best you can. Get your pot, get you a saucer, get your container, a throwaway, cut up some plastic, grow you some food. Because I'm telling you, the little bitty things, they will add up over a period of time. I didn't know how long I was going to be unemployed. I didn't know how long this process was going to happen. It was during that '08 situation. A lot of things were crumbling around us. And it's not to say that it won't happen. I hope that it don't happen again, but just in case it do, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. And if there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of doubt. So make sure you got your food, your shelter, and your power to take care of you and your family. The second thing, number two, know what's enough. Before you even go through all of this, right now, take a look at your life and then ask yourself, what is enough? A lot of times we spend, we consume. We even go to the store with one thing in mind, and sometimes we don't lock and focus on what we need to do. And we won't even do a mental list or even one on our phone, and we get distracted because when you walk into a store, it's strategic to pull you off of whatever you came in for. Same thing with life, same thing with your business, same thing with your career. When you're sleeping, you're not thinking, you just go on about your way. Sometimes you might not even realize, but it's a strategic warfare against you to spend more than what you really can afford, to overextend yourself, because it's all about greed, fam. So know what is enough. Do you really need 2,500 square feet? Do you need 5,000 square feet? Do you really need a Benz? Do you really need this sports car or this classic car? Do you really need this bike? Think about it right now. Anything that you don't need, if you can't pay cash for it, don't buy it. If you don't need it and you can't pay cash for it, don't buy it. So that's a number two that I learned. Number three is pay attention to your physical and mental health. Man, this is major. During my situation, I had no idea that I would be mentally challenged. You know, when I was going, I had like 2 and 3 businesses that I run at the same time. I was working a full-time job. I was doing a lot of traveling. I was really not getting no sleep. I was just all over the place. Even when I wake up in the middle of the night, I went and jumped on the computer, went back to work, and I was just grinding. I realized that I had a family I had to take care of, and I wanted the very best for them. I wanted the best schools, the best neighborhood. I wanted safe environment. I wanted a lot of different stuff. But if I had to reevaluate a lot of those things, I could have obtained those in different ways. I could have moved to the country. I could have got another alternative home. A lot of different things. I could have got into a smaller community, a more close network community where it didn't demand as much. So there's a lot of things that I really didn't pay attention. I should have took my vacation time. I should have took some of my sick time. I should have went on retreats, even did a sabbatical. You know, I worked for probably 40 years, right? Right at 40 years, and I never had a sabbatical until I was 50. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just understanding to incorporate certain things in your life. Now I get it. You got kids, you got responsibilities, but before you dig yourself into those responsibilities, make sure you put yourself in a position where you can be successful so that you can continuously feed into your family. Number 4, don't envy stuff and people. And I know people, y'all feel so confident. You feel like, hey, I don't envy people. I don't lust for what other people have, and you don't realize it's subtle. The society now, and even before, but even more than now, we have access to so much stuff. We see so much stuff. It's things, when I grew up, there's nowhere in the world that my kids would even see what they see now. They have access to so much stuff. And it can be overwhelming. Now, there's nothing wrong with riding down, because we used to ride down neighborhoods where there was big old beautiful houses. Nothing wrong with dreaming. Nothing wrong with looking at going to car shows, taking a look at cars, fashion shows. You go out, you go to vacation resorts, wanting to be there and live there and own something. There's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure that you understand, I'm not there right now, but I'm going to work towards that. And even though I'm not there, I'm not going to place myself in a compromising position to overextend. It could be something simple as you buying entertainment. It could be something fashion, clothes. It could be cars, trinkets, jewelry. Just be careful, fam. I get it. Some of your coworkers, some of the people in your neighborhood, you see them with certain things and you like it, but don't get caught up into that. Don't envy, and it could be so subtle that you don't even realize it, and it'll sneak up on you. Number 5, owe as least as you possibly can. Most of the times in this world, we have to owe somebody for a mortgage or for a car or for certain things that we need for the house. It could be repairs. It could be a lot of different things. But try not to owe too many people or businesses. Try not to get heavily in debt. I know it seems basic, but seriously, try to be as free as you possibly can. And understand, when you owe someone, you got partially, they're kind of like, you got to serve them. You know what I'm saying? So keep yourself whole and keep yourself more independent so you can be flexible, because being flexible gives you options. The moment that you see an opportunity, you can go after it without feeling tied down or responsible to maintaining certain things, because you already have those things, you already obtain those things. All you got to do is just maintain them. A whole lot easier to maintain than trying to obtain with debt and maintain, because regardless, whatever we have, we got to maintain it. So imagine stacking debt on top of it. Do we really need this particular car? Do we really need this particular clothes? Do we really need certain things? Subscriptions or different things like that. There's nothing wrong with investing in yourself and pouring in yourself, but just be careful and ask yourself before you click or before you buy, is this something I really need or something I would like to have? And if this is something I would like to have, do I have the resources to go ahead and just pay for it? Or do I want to leverage this debt without tying up all my money? If anything goes wrong, can I pay for it up front, straight out? You know, just be smart about what you're doing, fam. We all adults here. Number 6, don't have other people control or keep all of your money. Man, this is so major. During this time, even when I lost my job, I could not get my retirement money. And I was watching my retirement fund going from well over 6 figures down to double digits. Was it wise to pull my money out? Looking long term, no, it wasn't. I wouldn't advise you to pull, but I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no job. My health was bad. I was out of work for well over 8 months, and my savings, I had 6 months worth of savings. Everything was depleting. I had sold some of my old classic cars. I was at the bottom end. I didn't have nothing. But it's a shame that here you are, you invest your own money, you put away your own money, and I get it, it's for your retirement, but at the same time, if you're in an emergency situation, you need something, not all, but a lot of these retirement plans and stuff like this, and you don't know it until you go through those situations. Well, we can't allow you to get this, but if you do get it, you do withdraw, you're going to face 20, 30, 40%. I think mine was like 40% of my money. Whatever I got, they took out 40% out of taxes. You shouldn't get penalized for when you need your money. You need to keep your family stable. There's no way you should get penalized. Who wins if everybody gets all of your money? Who wins? So every time they get gains in the stock market, they get a piece. Every time I invest, they get a piece. And then when I get ready to pull back, I get taxed hard and I get penalized for putting away some of my money. It just should not be. And sometimes you got to question the system, because a lot of times the system is not for you. It's against you when you're walking in, period, point blank. Always, number 7, always have something to trade. You need some tangible assets. Tangible assets. Let me go back to number 6. When I say don't put everything, I don't mean don't invest. I don't mean don't have no retirement. By no means, IRA, whatever you have to have. I don't mean that, but I'm saying don't put everything in financial institutions. Have you some ready liquid cash that you can access at any time. You need to have some ready access cash that you can access at any time. And I mean like enough for 3 to 4 months that you can just go ahead and get. Put it in your mattress. Maybe our parents and grandparents had something in mind. I wouldn't say necessarily put it into your mattress, but you need to have accessibility to it. Where you have some type of lock box, where you put a safe. You need to come up with a strategy on how you can obtain your liquid funds at any point at any time if anything go down. At least some of it, at least a good portion of it. And then you need to be able to easily obtain it. Going back to number 7, having something to trade. Tools, machinery, go ahead if you have the resource, if you do while things are up, while things are going good. I know you look at some tools and you be like, I don't want to invest in this. Go ahead and invest good money in good quality tools and different things that you can trade. It could be precious metals. It could be whatever that other people, not necessarily you, but other people are willing to give and trade for. So think about investing in some of those things. You can still use them, but then at the same time, if you need to trade them, that helped me tremendously because I had some classic cars. And until I could get some money in my hands, some me liquidating some funds and wait for those periods, I took some of my classic cars, I put them up on eBay, I sold them on eBay. It took me from month to month. And guess what happened? It helped me. It helped me being able to stabilize the bleeding. You want to stop the bleeding and save the patient. So number 8, don't be afraid to let stuff go. Going back to my classic cars, there's things that you have kept for a period of time. Don't get so bogged down. If I had to go back and do it again, I would have released a lot more stuff sooner to suppress that impact, that blow. And instead of me trying to fight so hard to keep credit cards, to keep all this other debt and keep all this other things, or even keep cars, because cars need insurance, they need tag, they need all this, I would have liquidated stuff a whole lot sooner. And then, because always understand that you can't get that exact thing, but you can always get tangible goods again and again throughout life based on the opportunity. Number 9, here we go. Number 9, have different mentors in your life. I had mentors in my life during that time, but I needed different mentors for different situations. A lot of my mentors, they were older. They never faced these economic times. They always just talk about go get a job, work hard, save your money, do this and do that. And that didn't save me. When my health declined through the stress of going through all this anguish and never had any type of situation like this at what I called a young age, here it was where I started to literally break down. So have your different mentors. Some of them could be inspirational, spiritual, have you financial. And I'm not talking about basic. Keep looking for strong mentors in your life. Some of it would just be a listening ear. Some of it could just be you have your parents, you have your families and this and that, but sometimes you need to go beyond and above, not even just the minister, but just above and beyond with certain people who have experienced more than what some of your current tangible leaders have endured. And then here's the final thing, and that's why I say this is not in an order of importance, but number 10 is develop your spiritual relationship with God. Not when you get in this situation, but period. Even when you're in this situation, you might feel ashamed because you haven't communicated, you hadn't talked, but seriously, have some alone time, some personal time, and have conversations with your Creator, because that is so important. That can help every single facet. And always remember this. Sometimes we work hard, we do everything right, we try to do the right thing spiritually, financially, family-wise. We try to do everything that we possibly can do. And sometimes bad things happen to good people. Remember Job. Had nothing to do with Job. It was a conversation with the Creator and Satan. And yes, he was tested, but he didn't even know what was going on. Sometimes we don't know what's going on in our lives, right? But we cannot lose our faith. We got to really depend and trust in God and know that He will give us the strength to endure, and know He won't turn His back on us, and know that we can make it through this, because we are encountering this tells the fact that we can endure this. So I know if you're going through this, I hate you going through this, but I know you can make it through. Let the stuff go, reset, reboot. Sometimes you got to shut your computer down and then restart. Take your time and then rebuild. First, stabilize yourself, rebuild. And if you haven't gone through this, I hope you don't have to go through this. But consider some of these 10 things to keep you out of that. So hopefully you won't have to go through this. But I hope everything is well in your favor. Hope y'all be well. And don't forget to keep on growing. Grow. Take care. Till the next time.